Let's do this.
You're on the air.
Welcome back to the political segment, Colbertradio.com. Want to throw a couple things out there real quick for you guys. A couple of things that occurred in the news. First of all, Sarah Palin was the keynote speaker at the National Tea Party Convention, and she had some notes written on her hand. And apparently, this will get the media incredibly wee-weed up because she criticized Barack Obama for having a teleprompter when she had notes written on her hand.
So Sarah Palin was cheating.
Yes,
Yeah.
she was cheating.
She was cheating.
She's a bad girl.
And you're going to defend her.
Right. No, I'm
Go
not.
ahead.
No, she wasn't even cheating. She wrote 7 words on her hand and crossed one of them out.
Yeah, what if there are only 7 questions?
Wasn't she a
Yeah.
cheerleader? Didn't she used to be a cheerleader?
Yeah, she played basketball.
Were these like the 7
That's
words you
typical
can't
way.
say
She was a
on a
jock.
speech?
No. What it was like, it was just, basically talking points. They were big generalizations.
Hey, babe.
And the criticism, of course, is that it was during the Q&A session, so she wanted to make sure she stayed on message. So she wrote things like tax cuts, budget cuts,
Stuff that's hard to remember.
Teleprompter.
Freedom and crap like that. It was all. It was
They're going to catch me.
Crap like that.
basically when you've given more speeches than
Just
any
make
other,
national news.
when you're giving speeches at a rate faster than any other president, and you're the president of the United States, and you're constantly on teleprompter, and then somebody else comes out and writes their notes down on their hand, and they criticize you for being on teleprompter, the media is going to go after them, especially if it's a conservative. And it's a conservative, and the media is having a field day with it, and the media can go straight to hell.
Yeah, what is a teleprompter but, cue cards?
It's a cue card. It's just a
it's
speech
It's
written
more
down.
than a cue card.
He still had to write and read
Actually, the
speech.
whole text is on there.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's more than
It's
a
a
cue
high-tech
card.
Here's the problem with Barack Obama. He's horrible off-prompter.
He is. He's not good off prompter.
Absolutely horrible
That's true.
off-prompter.
He's not
and
good.
While Sarah Palin might have been, she was palm on with her readings, I guess. She might not
Palm
be,
readings.
she was reading her palm.
My God, we dressed her up like a
She's
gypsy.
next step on me is gal.
That's right. She did, and you know what?
$5.
People
It
they're
was
looking
bullshit.
for any excuse to make Sarah Palin out to be dumb, and this is just another one they're going to use. So to hell with them. Now,
We did make a note of that about Morning Joe.
but see,
If there ever was a show where the liberal guests in there love to talk about how dumb Sarah Palin is, they just go on and on. Well, she's not smart.
well, she's not smart like me. I went to Yale.
She's been a mayor. She got to be governor, vice presidential nominee. She's a leading contender for the Republican Party nomination. She has a runaway bestseller book. How stupid can she be?
Well, see, the problem isn't that Sarah Palin's not smart. The problem is that the American people
She's a cute gal.
the people who like her
She's
are
hot.
also stupid, and most of the American populace, according to the liberal left, is stupid. The liberal left has recently redefined what elitism is, in my humble opinion. Now, the thing
Your
is,
opinion is pretty humble.
it is pretty humble. Palin's notes, if you type in Palin's hand notes on Google search, it comes up number 7. Right? It's the number 7 most popular thing written about her, and that
Well, you realize this is a medium for the political left more than is the right.
Oh yeah, of course. And then when
It's
you
going
type
to
in,
happen. There's so many more people on here.
when you type in Obama
That's why Daily
teleprompter,
Coast does so well.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Huffington
Think
Post.
Progressive and all this crap.
Political.
Other people have jobs they have to go
That's
to.
right.
They can't just
That's
be
it.
on the computer all day.
That's right.
Well,
These are most of college kids are just waking up around.
Most
here.
of the people who read the
I know 'cause
left-wing
I got
blogs, most of the people who read the left-wing blogs are left-wing bloggers. So you get this massive collective spiral of information that just kind of eats itself for a little while
Yeah,
until
but
they lose touch with
they
reality.
say such outrageous things because they have to. This is why they get attention.
Of course.
You want to get the people worked up and lathered in the mouth on
It's
Fox
we weed
News.
up. We weed up. We weed
You
up.
make these outrageous, outlandish statements, and then of course the people on Fox and Friends start talking about you, and that's
Yeah.
what you want.
Oh yeah.
There's
It's-
nothing they love more. Why do you think Keith Olbermann says the incredibly stupid things that he says?
Because he
Keith
doesn't have an
Olbermann-
audience.
No, he cannot. He does it for his audience. He cannot possibly be that moronic.
Oh,
He does it to play up for his audience.
You're not giving him enough credit.
He's not being a fool. I mean, let's face it. I mean, he's got to be outlandish because just the very fact that he is keeps him in the public view.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so that is the Sarah Palin thing. How much time do we have so I know how quickly I have to go through this?
We've only done 4.5 minutes. You can take another 2-3 minutes.
All right, so this is going to take a little. This is going to take a little while, so I'm going to burn through it as quick as I can. My next segment is meant to be, we'll just say, bipartisan. I'm going to put down the partisan ranker that I normally display, and I'm going to lay off my political agenda. It's entitled.
I can see your computer.
It's entitled.
You better
hold
be
on,
succinct,
hold
son.
on, and I'll tell you, it is going to be as as centrist a statement as I've ever made.
Well, it's not going to be one if you don't get started real
Both sides
soon.
of the table.
The title is Paul Krugman is a liberal jackass. So,
Oh, that was reasonable.
all right. In testimony before the Congressional Joint Economic Committee last week, George Mason University economist Russell Robert
He
made
lives
a
in
point.
Dickey.
Yeah, made a point with regard to job creation and stimulus. There is no reliable way of knowing whether the stimulus package has averted a worse situation or whether it's part of the problem. There's no consensus in the economics profession on this question and no empirical evidence that can settle the dispute. So what the hell am I talking about?
I don't know.
You're just laughing at how bad we're losing Dickie. He was falling asleep in the other segments too.
Yeah, it's nothing personal.
No,
Oh yeah, no, it's not. I'm just singing your shit.
We're eating it up with a spoon, Percy. Keep going.
It's 8 o'clock. It's not
All right.
personal.
Yeah, it's 8 o'clock.
America, get your head up off your desk and pay attention.
All right, so what is the typical Republican solution for any economic crisis that we hit?
You.
Tax cut.
Tax cuts. Me. Yes, I go out and solve
War.
economic crisis.
War. It's
Yes.
fantastic.
What are you good
Let's
for?
just go to war.
Absolutely.
Did you ever see
everything.
that scene? Did you ever
Yeah.
see Hot Shots Fighting Dick?
Yes.
I love the part where the guy stands there and goes, "War.
It's
Fantastic."
so. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Percy.
No, it's okay.
Continue.
All the facts are just gonna go right.
I'm
down
sorry,
the
Percy. You're out of time.
I'm
sorry, keep
Give
going.
me another segment.
All right.
I'll just bookend this in the next segment. So there's this thing
The
called
hell you will.
the Laffer curve, right? Now,
What?
when you the Laffer curve, and it's this jackass right here in the seat next to me.
That's
when
right.
you raise taxes, what happens to government revenues?
You laugh.
You laugh. Well, everybody laughs because the pain. It's,
When you raise taxes, revenue goes down.
that's the idea, right? And when you lower taxes, revenue goes
You tax something, you get less of it.
right. Exactly. So
It's a
at
fundamental point of economics.
At the ends is 0 and 100% taxation, at which point you get no government revenue. So the Laffer curve says that there's this perfect spot where you can tax people and get the most taxes, most tax revenues at the right tax rate.
Oh, we passed that a hell of a long
We
time
did,
ago.
and here's why: because we fluctuated on our
Well, what
marginal
would that
tax
rate
rates.
be?
We don't know. We can't even get in the
Oh.
neighborhood. There's too many variables, and that's the point of this. Nobody knows, but Paul Krugman.
You got 2 minutes to
asserts
find
that he
it.
knows. Well, it's kind of hard when you're over here laughing your ass off about Dickie. I'm not going to be able to find the damn middle of the Laffer curve. I can't even find the middle of
We
my own.
found the
freaking-
Laffer curve.
Yeah,
Oh, Laffer
It's right
curve,
there.
straight
I
up.
can't find the middle of my own freaking essay.
You can't find your ass with both hands.
That's right. So, the Maganac Center for Public Policy, probably a conservative think tank, says under Reagan, marginal tax rates went from 70 to 28%. And budget revenues doubled, right? And this has happened in the case of the Reagan cuts, the Bush cuts, and the Kennedy cuts.
Even Kennedy knew that.
Yeah, yeah. And then the argument that the rich don't pay enough taxes, well, in the Reagan years, the top 10% of earners paid 48% of the income taxes from 81 to 88. It's a smaller slice.
You're right about that.
The government winds up taking a smaller slice of a larger pie. And the problem I have with Paul Krugman and economists of his ilk, which, I mean, I can't knock the guy. He did graduate from MIT with a PhD in economic sciences, and I have a laptop. So, he definitely has a little more expertise in this area. But I disagree with him.
Expertise is meaningless in this thing.
I have the thing about it is economics is not a prediction science. Just like meteorology. You can't tell me exactly what the weather's going to be like tomorrow. You can't tell me how much money the economy is going to produce or how much wealth it's going to produce.
You know, a weatherman can be wrong 70% of the time. He still has a job. I don't get it. Go ahead.
So
Just like Major League Baseball
player, yeah. So, I mean, Krugman is one of these people who tells us that, and this is literally the title of his latest editorial from the local Post and Courier, Fiscal Scare Tactics Miscast Deficit as a Monster. Now, the deficit is a monster.
Oh, God, yes.
They are spending like crazy. And the thing is,
There's going to be hell to pay on this thing.
you can't say that the deficit is not something that the average person needs to worry about. But that's the argument they're trying to make. And I can't really wrap this up in this, so if you don't mind, I'm going to take 1 minute when we get back.
We'll give you a minute when we come back.
I'm Barack Obama, and I'm here to save the world.
Keep the change.